If there's one thing that we know about the Yankees, it's that they never sit on their hands in the offseason. They always try and get at least a little bit better, especially when they make an early exit from the playoffs or they miss the playoffs entirely. A couple years ago, they added Juan Soto. Last year, it was Cody Bellinger and Max Fried. And this year, there are a lot of intriguing names out there that the Yankees could add. So we're going to count down 5 potential offseason targets. Now, there's no way they're getting all 5 of these guys, so cool your horses. But there is a chance that they could get at least 1 or 2 of these guys if they're extremely aggressive. These are mostly fan suggestions, so I'll talk through all 5 of them. Oh, and one more thing, we're not going to talk about any current Yankees who are free agents. So Cody Bellinger, Trent Grisham, while it would be great to possibly have some of those guys back, we're going to look at new players, guys who are not currently on the Yankees. Let me know in the comments which of these players you want most on the Yankees in 2026. Number 5 might sound outrageous, but Paul Skenes. We know that Brian Cashman is interested. He came out and said he was interested after the trade deadline. He said the Pirates were not moving Paul Skenes, but that could change. And the Yankees have made a lot of deals with the Pirates over the years, from Clay Holmes to David Bednar. But I don't think this is gonna happen. But if I'm the Yankees and he even is the slightest bit available, which I think, honestly, he might be, I would be all in for Paul Skenes. If you look at why the Yankees lost in the playoffs, yeah, they didn't hit a lot, but their pitching got rocked by the Blue Jays. Also, you lost a head-to-head matchup with Garrett Crochet of the Red Sox. So the Red Sox are on the come-up. The Blue Jays are obviously on the come-up. If the Yankees want to keep pace, they've got to be the evil empire again. And Paul Skenes might be just the guy. He is having his career wasted in Pittsburgh, and this would be a very A-Rod to the Yankees move, right? Get a young player in the prime of their career. This is a guy who had a 1.97 ERA this year, over 200 strikeouts, and he's just 23 years old, so he'll be 24 years old next season. Honestly, the Yankees might not even have enough to get him, but if you include a Will Warren, a Luis Gil, maybe 3 or 4 of your top 5 prospects, maybe you can get it done. It's unlike Cashman to do that, to trade all those prospects, but there's very few Paul Skenes that come around, and he's somebody that could change your organization for a while. The luckiest man. Number 4, Bo Bichette, shortstop for the Toronto Blue Jays, who missed the ALDS in which the Blue Jays topped the Yankees, but this is a good hitter. This is a guy who hit .311 in 2025. He is a contact guy, not much of a fielder in terms of fielding run value. He's only in the 4th percentile. In terms of base running, he's only in the 10th percentile. But he's got a little bit of pop. He had 18 home runs this year. He had 20 home runs a couple of years ago. He's still relatively young. He's going to be 28 years old next year. And look, it would be great to steal a good player from your division rival because you weaken that team. This is a guy who was very important to the Blue Jays, even though he wasn't part of that ALDS roster that beat the Yankees. He was a big part of the reasons why they won the American League East. And honestly, he always seemed to play well against the Yankees. He hits the ball well to right center field. You can see that he's got pop to right center field. He hits the ball to all fields. He makes a lot of contact. He had 181 hits this year. This is something the Yankees need more of. They need more guys who make contact, who don't strike out. And yes, you'd be taking a hit on defense, but only for a year. After next year, George Lombard Jr. should be ready to take over at shortstop, and you can shift Bichette over to either second base to replace Jazz Chisholm, who would be a free agent, or you can shift him over to third base to replace Ryan McMahon if you decide that McMahon doesn't hit enough. But I think that Bo Bichette makes a lot of sense for this lineup, and he gives you that prototypical leadoff hitter, somebody to get on base in front of Aaron Judge.
The most famous baseball player of all time.
Number 3 is an interesting option because he used to be a Yankee, and that is Michael King. Now, he has a mutual option with the Padres for $15 million. I think he can earn more than $15 million, so if I were his agent, I would advise him to decline his option and become a free agent. Now, if he were to come back to the Yankees, that would mean you would have to move one of your starting pitchers, possibly Luis Gil, who's at the back end of the rotation, and then Michael King would slot in as the best number 5 pitcher in baseball. I thought the Yankees were at their best when Michael King was a bridge candidate, where he was basically pitching the 5th, 6th, 7th, a lot of times when you had starters that would come out early, and he picked up a lot of vulture wins that way. And I thought the Yankees were just at their peak when he was bridging the gap between the starter and the end of the game. Now, I doubt he would want to do that, but if the Yankees wanted to overpay him, pay him $60 or $70 million to pitch out of the bullpen, it could be like a reverse Clay Holmes situation. Now, this is one that was suggested by some commenters, and though it sounds crazy initially, the more I think about it, I really like the idea. I don't think it's going to happen, but something to consider. Would love to have Michael King back in pinstripes. Number 2 is somebody that I'm very interested in, and I know a lot of Yankees fans are interested in this guy because they've seen him play across town. Pete Alonso of the Mets is a free agent. He opted out of his contract before his uniform had dried off after the final game of the season. However, he's going to be expensive, and the Yankees do have some internal options at first base that they could go with, beginning with Ben Rice, who had 26 home runs this year, played a lot of first base, but was not really particularly good defensively. Alonso's not great as a first baseman either, but he's better than Ben Rice. Now, when the Yankees lose Paul Goldschmidt, they're going to be losing a right-handed bat who hit lefties very well. That should not be overlooked. The Yankees really struggled against lefties in the playoffs, and I think Alonso could be additional protection for Aaron Judge. It'll make it harder to pitch to him. Now, you run the risk of having too many right-handed power bats again with Judge, Stanton, and Alonso. Who knows how much longer Stanton has left? He refused to go full nuclear Oppenheimer in the postseason, but Alonso could be a nice addition to this lineup. This is one that a lot of fans have suggested. I don't hate it, but it would mean that you got to find some place for Ben Rice. Now, maybe Ben Rice could shift to the outfield. Maybe Ben Rice can play left field, but that closes off the Martian, right? The Yankees are not in a great roster construction space, and this makes the roster a little bit less flexible, but man, he can hit.
If you don't like it, you're fired.
And number 1, this is somebody that a lot of Yankees fans have been interested in for a while since he was tearing it up with the Astros. He had an okay year with the Cubs, but let's be honest, the metrics love him, the Yankees love metrics, and if the Yankees decide not to bring back Cody Bellinger, or they fail to bring back Cody Bellinger, and they decide not to bring back Trent Grisham, who, let's face it, had kind of an anomaly of a year and then went silent in the playoffs, Kyle Tucker could be their guy. Now, Kyle Tucker will likely cost $400 to $500 million, and he didn't have amazing stats this year. He had 22 home runs, but he was playing in Wrigley, and Wrigley's not the easiest park for left-handed hitters. I'd expect his power numbers to go up with the Yankees. He also doesn't strike out that much. He's a decent contact hitter. He's not super great in the outfield. He's about league average, but that doesn't mean he can't make the great play now and again. And he would fit right in at Yankee Stadium. I mean, this guy would probably hit 30-plus home runs. He would be a nice piece to balance in between Judge and Stanton, or Judge and Alonso, or Judge and whoever. So you could go righty, lefty, righty, and have 3 really strong batters in a row. I still think you need a leadoff man, but imagine Bichette, Judge, Tucker, Stanton, or Bichette, Judge, Tucker, Alonso, something along those lines. That would be absolutely absurd. I just can't even wrap my mind around that. But Kyle Tucker has a lot of potential to get even better. He's had some injury problems, but this guy has immense power. He's a really good player. He doesn't strike out that much. He gets on base. Might be a great option for the Yanks. Let me know in the comment which of these guys you want, and we'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.